Nice. I have a
That's
question
awesome.
about your method. Um, you said you wrote jokes and everything worked out better. Um, do
Not
you
every
just
time, but yeah, compared to the first time, yeah.
right now? Do you like do like I know Carlin did word for word because he used to
Yeah.
use Burlington as a test place, so he would have a stool with a piece of paper,
Hmm.
and he would
Well,
read, and then,
and plus he was just older too at that point. So he
yeah,
just couldn't. I mean,
that's
he
true.
needed like he didn't do that because he's like, "Oh, it has to be word for word." He did that because he was just older.
Hmm.
So he couldn't really memorize, like a full set anymore,
Oh, okay.
because he was like I'm pretty sure at least. Like that's
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure that was kind of the MO because it's kind of a thing in the comedy world. You're not really supposed to have notes on stage. That's sort of like a
Yeah.
frowned upon. But if you're frickin' George Carlin and you are a
Yeah.
legend and you are in your 60s and God knows your body and mind has been through a lot, you're allowed.
Right.
So I think that's sort of the deal there. But
So do you just start with a subject like I'm gonna talk about the time I went fishing, and then you remember the story, or do you actually have it written out?
well, I mean, everybody's different, and I'm of the thinking that there is no right or wrong way. It depends on the comic. So for me personally, I actually like to record it. I'm like, well,
Hmm.
why should I type it out or write it down? That seems like just an unnecessary
Yeah.
step. So back in the day when cell phones weren't quite what they are today, I had one of those little like voice recorders. And I burned through a couple of those to tell you the truth. And I just would anytime I had an idea, I would just record it. And I'm still that way. Just now, I just kind of use my smartphone, but I just kind of, I'll record an idea. I do use a notebook, but I use it to just keep track of my sets. So I keep track of the stuff I'm working on in each set, and the newer stuff I'm working on, and then the stuff that's like kind of my working hour, so to speak. Um, but I don't like I'll just write out a set list the same way like a band would. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So that's my process. I mean, other people they need to like type the whole thing out, and some people they'll like type it out and then they'll use a highlighter to highlight where the punchline is, and if they see too many words, they'll like change it. I think all those methods are just fine. It's just for me, I kind of like to record it and then I kind of like try to flesh out the beats in my head. And then when I go and I do it on stage, I'll kind of like notice where the fat is, so to speak. Like, oh, okay, this part's a little wordy. This part, this tag people aren't connecting with as much. I think I should tweak it. I think I need a funny line here to like make it more rhythmic. So I guess I kind of do a combination of record it ahead of time and then finish the writing on stage.